Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson in the After Effects Shapes Booster Pack course. So today we're going to look at the wiggle effect that we can add to shapes to create this really cool sort of drawn on animation effect. So you might have seen something like this, lots of places. They use this effect in a lot of commercials. You can create some cool videos with chalkboards with lines like this, cool animations, and it's a relatively simple effect to add to our shapes. So let's get straight into After Effects and add some wiggles. Alright, so that sounded really weird, but let's just continue with that. So we're going to create a new composition. Let's just create a background like this orange. So first thing first, we're going to just create these wiggly lines at the top and the bottom. Okay, so with your mask pen tool selected and without selecting the medium orange solid, just create a line. So just click and then shift click over on the other side. So now we're going to go down under contents and under shape and under stroke. We're going to drop the stroke width to something like 10 or 5 even, and then change the line cap to round cap. Okay, so then just under contents, with contents clicked, we can go down to add wiggle paths. Okay, so under wiggle paths there's different things to look at. So now we have a wiggle already with our line, but we can change different things. So the points we can change from round to corner to smooth. So smooth will give it a more smooth looking edge to the wiggles. And then change the detail up. So now, as I increase it, there's lots more little wiggles within this. And that's just increasing the number of wiggles within the line at any point in time. But to increase the actual wiggling speed, we change this wiggles per second. So let's do something like 5. So that's pretty fast already. And we can change the size, to decrease the size of the actual wiggles, something like that. Actually, let's see if we boost it, what happens. So see, if you boost it, it really gets crazy. We don't want that for this purpose. So let's do something in the middle, like 7. Alright, so there's different options to like spatial and temporal phase, which I'm not going to go over in this course because honestly I don't even know what those do and I don't need to right now for this animation. Okay, so then just to duplicate this shape, instead of duplicating this line layer, which I'm going to rename to line, I don't have to duplicate this and move it down. One thing we can do is just duplicate this shape layer within it. So just select this shape, press Command D or Control D if you're using a PC, and then under transform we can change the position and drop it down, something like this. Now this might not always be the easiest way to create a duplicate object, but it's pretty darn easy for our purposes. Okay, so now we're going to add this sort of rotating circle, and you probably know what effect that is. It's the trim paths effect. Okay, so let's just create an ellipse, something like this. Make sure our anchor point's in the center. Make sure that it is centered in our composition. Okay, so now under stroke, we're just going to decrease that to 10. And then we are just going to add our wiggle paths again. And we can do something similar, so under the detail and everything, we can increase the details like 15, drop the size to 7, and drop the wiggle or increase the wiggles per second to 5, and change points to smooth. Okay, so something like that's pretty cool. And then we just have to add a trim paths. So go ahead and add trim paths, and then kind of do what we did at the very beginning of this course. We created this cool effect by setting keyframes for the starting and ending point. So now it's drawing on from 0 to 100%. But about here we wanted to start erasing. So set a keyframe, go forward, and with this start, change that to 100. So now it kind of draws on. But it doesn't look too good because the speed is really off. So we're just going to easy ease that. And then with our graph editor, we just want to slowly ease into it and then slowly ease out of it. So see something like that. That's a lot better. One thing that we can do to make this sort of match the look of these other lines is under stroke, change the line cap to round cap. Okay, so now we have one circle kind of coming on and coming off. And then we can just go under trim paths and duplicate these keyframes and sort of, well, that was weird. What happened? Actually, we're not going to duplicate those keyframes. What we're going to do is just duplicate this ellipse a few times. So like 4 times, however many you need. Then just press U on the keyboard. Now select the keyframes for the the 3 newly created circles and drag the keyframes out. And then select the top 2 and then the last one and just drag it. And the keyframes are a little bit overlapping. So now we have something like this. So that looks pretty darn awesome. And see, again, I use the just duplicating the shape underneath this shape layer. So now I have 4 ellipses, is that right? Underneath this shape layer, and I don't have to clog up my entire composition or timeline with 4 different shape layers. So that's awesome. So now all we have to do is add this cool wiggly text. So this is pretty easy to do. So let's just type some text on. So I'm using this cool Green Beans font, but it doesn't have to be. We can select something like Avenir and make it something a little bit skinnier. I think skinnier looks better when it's wiggling. And let's just change this to all caps and just decrease the size. So this is going to be a little different than the one we have in our original project. And then what we can do is you can't just add wiggles to the text layer. So we're going to have to right click and then choose this create shapes from text. So now this creates a new shape layer, and it's this whole wiggle text as shapes. And then we can add wiggle paths. Okay, so now it's a little funky. You can see right there in the text if I zoom in. It's really funky. So we're going to have to play with these options. So let's decrease the size, decrease the detail, and we'll increase the speed to something like 4. And that's pretty darn cool. Okay, so let me zoom out and see what we did. So we basically just recreated that awesome composition that I had created already. So this is a really cool effect if you want to do more whimsical animations, and it's just really fun using the wiggle effect to add, make your shapes and text a little bit more dynamic. Obviously it's not for every purpose, but for something fun, it could be really cool. Alright, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about using the wiggle effect, please hit me up on Facebook. You can find the Video School Online page by searching for Video School Online. You can also find me at videoschoolonline.com, obviously, where I post blog articles, free tutorials, and you can check out all my other classes. And then, if you need to contact me directly, just email me at videoschoolonline@gmail.com. I'm pretty fast at responding to student requests. I've been getting a lot more lately as my student numbers have grown, but I still try to get to them within a few days' time. Alright, thanks so much for watching and have a good one. Bye.